Hi all, welcome again in this video. Today I will cover one important topic in SAP S/4HANA, that is Vendor Master or BP, and we will see end-to-end configuration in SAP S/4HANA 1909. Before that, if you are new here on my channel and you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please kindly subscribe to my channel. Also, if you like my video, share with your SAP friends and SAP colleagues. Thank you. Let's start with vendor master configuration. Also note that in this video I will not show you how to create vendor master, as there is separate video available on my channel about vendor master creation in S/4HANA, so you can follow that. So I am already considering in this video you know how to create vendor master, that is BP, in S/4HANA. So I am directly starting with configuration. So let's start. So here I will clear a few concepts considering configuration point of view. So we will see one by one. So first is one is BP grouping. So same time I will show you in system about the concept that I'm talking about. So I will go into system. I will run T code BP. So once you run T code BP and you select organizations, this screen appears. So here you see grouping. So this grouping is nothing but it decides your BP number. So there are different groupings. In traditional VCC there is account grouping number, but in HANA there is only grouping, and this grouping number decide business partner number. So this is the one thing. Then if you select any particular grouping, so and any group, so that will decide your BP number range and also your vendor number. So this grouping is assigned to account grouping, that is this in vendor master. So I will show that setting as well. So we will see one by one. Then next concept is, as I show you, vendor account group. So that is, I have already shown you, this is the vendor account group. You know it same in ACC as well. So this account group is assigned to this grouping and it decides both number, vendor number as well as BP number. So that's really important, this assignment. Then next thing is field settings, so that I will show you later. Then BP grouping and vendor account mapping. So as I already told you this grouping and this account group mapping decides the number of vendor data, vendor number and BP number. BP is business partner, and under that business partner there is vendor, customer, supplier, person, group, organization. So all that comes under business partner. So I'm just covering business partner vendor, not other things. So I'm just covering business partner from point of view. Then next thing is BP roles and settings. So BP roles and setting means here. So we already know that from point of view there are three major roles, that is 6 times 0, so that is general data. Then next one is FLVN00, that is vendor from company point of view, and FLVN01, that is vendor from purchasing organization point of view. So three fields in BP roles are important from point of view, that is general data, company code and purchasing. This is the concept of BP role. Then next I will cover in this the various tables in BP and for BP and vendor. So now we will start with the actual configuration of BP one by one. So first I will cover BP grouping configuration. So as I already told you, BP grouping configuration determines the BP number, and it's depend on if we have assigned external number or internal number range. According to the configuration it decide number. So let's see. So first we have to define one group, and then we have to assign particular number for that. And also I will cover in this how we can assign similar number for vendor as well as BP, because now almost every client want that to avoid any confusion in between BP and vendor. So I will go in system to this path to define BP grouping. So I will keep this window open and I will go. So we are defining grouping here. So go to SPRO. Then as per our path, we will cover only two sections here. So that is first one is cross application component and second one is this financial accounting. So this under these two everything is there. For all BP these two settings are only important. That's it. I will cover these two. So first for grouping we will go in cross application component. In cross application component we will go into the SAP business partner. Here under this, here is SAP business partner. Once you open that SAP business partner, here it's a business partner again. In that, then basic settings, and under basic settings you will find number range and grouping. So this is just open it. So we have here options, two options: define number ranges and define groups and assign number ranges. So we can do any one first, and so I will go with the flow that I have taken. So first I will define BP group. So let's say I want to define BP group. So I will check which BP groups, sorry, first I will define BP group. So here, so see all these are BP groups available here. So I will define here vendor is not available. So I will define BP group here as a VNDR. So it's easy. So just click here new, then provide your vendor VNDR, that is my grouping, then short number, let's say short name vendor for SAP MM, and then MM vendor. So number range as of now leave it blank and just press enter and save it. So as of now I have just created grouping name, so that is vendor VNDR. Then go back, then you can see for my vendor here I haven't decided number range. So same, I haven't decided I haven't assigned any number range, so it's not external or internal. So what I will do now, I will decide number range of for it. So go into define number range. Note that always check intervals for this number range as well as vendor account number range before defining it. So I'm going to SPRO. Then it's a similar like ECC where we used to maintain all details about vendor and its number ranges. I'm going into financial accounting, then accounts receivables and account payables, then vendor accounts, then master data, and in master data you will find here prepare for creating vendor master data. So here you will find assign number ranges to vendor account group, and above that is create number ranges for vendor account. So I will select that and I will check intervals. So what I will do, I will keep that both in same window to check what number ranges are available in order to create similar number ranges for vendor and business partner. So always check this. So in my case 0 VN is not available here. So what I will do, I will create new number range for BP with VN. So what I will do, also I will check which number range is available. So I will take this, just click on insert, give here VN, this number range, and I will add 1 here and 0 0, and I wanted this number range till 99. So for just creating this, I'm showing it. So what number range I have decided for my PP is VN. So I'm just saving to avoid confusion. Just save it. So see here, you can see I have created this, and don't assign it to external as system will pick this. So always remember, while creating BP number range, don't assign it to external. So I have created this. So save it. So it's not overlapping. So save it. So new number range is now created. Then go back, again go back, and here assign that number range that we have created recently to our BP that we have created. So what is my BP is VNDR. This is my recently created BP. Assign that number range to it, that is VN. Press enter. Then if I want it external, so no, I want it internal, so I will do nothing with this. I will leave it as it is and save it. So what I did, I have defined grouping, and I have created here, I have defined new grouping, that is vendor. So we can check that if I go back and I run tcode bp again, so I will see my new grouping here. So just run tcode bp and check if our grouping is created successfully or not. So I'm running, I have select organization, then it must show me the vendor. See, here it is. Okay, so my grouping is now available. Now I have created my grouping. I have defined my number range for BP grouping, and I have assigned it to. So BP grouping configuration done. Next one is vendor configuration. So what we do in vendor configuration, we defined its account group that we used to define in ECC as well. So this is the path. So I will go to this path in SAP system. So I will go back. I will close this as I have another window open here. Just go back. So I will show you from again. So just run SPRO, then go into SAP reference IMG. Then it's similar as GCC. So go into financial accounting, then accounts receivable and accounts payable. Select it, then go into vendor accounts, then master data, then preparation for creating vendor master data. So now what we will do next, once we go there, so what we do, we define account groups. So that account group are assigned to the our BP grouping. So that I will show you everything. But first step in this is define account group for vendor. So I will show you that. So just define account group, execute it. So see, all these are exist here, but I will check if okay, when VNDR is not exist here, so I can use same as well to avoid confusion. So what I will do, I will give it VNDR, meaning again vendor, and these are the three data. Again, you can modify this setting from itself here itself. Just double click and system will. So see, all these are in general data type. So address, communication. So you can change here settings, what fields you want mandatory, optional, or you want to hide. So I would suggest never hide any field, just do it as a display, optional, or required. So you can change that. Let's say in my case I want, let's say, region as a required entity. So anyone you can do. So I am just putting region as a required entity, and then again go back. You can change, let's say, communication. In communication I wanted language as a mandatory entity, so I will do it as a required entity, then go back. Same way you can do required setting for your company code data and purchasing data as well. So let's say account management, I want reconciliation account as a required entity here, then go back, or you can do whatever entity you want required. So I'm just showing you what entities you can do here, required, optional, or as per your requirements. Let's say I want payment terms also here in required entity, so just go back and do that setting and save it. It's not one time vendor, so I'm not taking this, so save it. So what account group I have created? VNDR again, so I will note that. So once you decided all this mandatory and required entity, just save and go back. So this is the my account group. Now I have created VNDR. Again go back. Then here two more settings. You can define separate views for your company in case you want to modify them. So you can, it will give you more flexibility according to company codes, or you can do it as per activities as well. So as of now I am not showing this. It is similar like maintaining your field entries mandatory, optional, or just in display mode. So that you can do from this too. It will give you more flexibility on that. Also same way you can decide your mandatory, required, or display or suppress options in editing mode. So when you go BP and changing mode, then you can decide fields here. So that's the setting here. Then what we will do next, create number range for vendor account. So we have already defined here vendor account. Now I will create number range for vendor account. So just go here, and so we will check intervals, and we will define same interval that we have given in BP grouping. So just edit. So I will do it similar, add new line. So what I have defined there, VN, so I will define same. You can define different as well as per your business requirement, but now every business wanted same BP, and every business wants same BP and vendor number to avoid any confusion. So always it's better to define similar one. Okay, so I have defined similar one now with VN. So just press enter and check if anything overlapped. So no, nothing overlap. And one more thing here, note that we are trying to create similar number range. So this should be external. It should not be internal, as this number will be assigned automatically to vendor as per the BP number. So it should be external. So this is the tick. You should do it in case you wanted similar number for BP and vendor. So this is the tick. So I have defined it similar now. Just save it. So I have saved it now. Then go back. Again go back, and what is our next step? So we have created number range. Now assign that number range to vendor account group. So I will go, and here you see another option, assign number ranges to vendor account groups. So that's it. So which vendor account group I have created now is VNDR. Here it is. So I will assign my number range VN here. Just press enter and save it. So I have assigned my vendor number range to vendor account group as well. Now third setting we will see, that is BP and vendor mapping. So how we map BP and vendor. So let's see that. So we see that in this path define. So how we map that? So we go to SPRO cross application component. As I told you, we will see all settings in only two paths in SPRO. So I will close this and I will go into cross application component. Then you will find here business partner. So here it is. No, not in business partner, here master data synchronization. Then here you will find what is our path. Here master data synchronization, then customer and vendor integration. Here, then once you go into this, you will find business partner settings. In business partner setting, here you will find setting for vendor integration, and under that you will find here field assignment for vendor integration. So just open it and here assign keys. So open it again. Then here you will find define this define number assignment for direction BP to vendor. So go into this first option, execute it. Here you will find out the group that we have decided, and the group means vendor group. So what I will do now, I will do new entry. Then what group I have decided, VNDR, and same name both side VNDR. So in my case nothing different, or you can just search and select that groups. So see here I have decided here, and same I can select here again this same number. So what it allow us to create vendor and BP using same number. So this is the setting, just click it. And this flexi group is, I will tell you what it allow. So if you go into BP and if you select your roles in BP, so you will find here in vendor general data, this account group is editable. If you select that flexible group tick, so here, but note that you cannot give both tick same time. If you try to give it, system will give you error. See, same number and flexible grouping cannot be combined, so you cannot give both same time. You can give this or either this, but not both same time. So 99% now businesses required same number as BP and vendor, so they use this option. And also this option was not available in, I guess, SAP 1610. They produced this option, I guess, in 17.9 version or so. So I'm not sure though, but it was not available in 1610 for sure. So once you provide this, just save it. So I have provided this same number, save it. So now what we have done, we have defined this as well. Now I will check the settings that have defined so far. So what I will do, I will go into BP and I will check if system picks appropriate settings that I have done. So run T code BP. Once you run BP, click here on organization. Then what role you want. So I want this grouping. Then select your role. So I'm selecting any. Okay, this role, create. So what I will do, I will create one random vendor, test vendor, let's say BP. Then search team. So see what I have done mandatory. This all became mandatory here. test. So I'm just giving random address. Okay, done. Then go into company code settings. I don't know which company. Okay, let's see. Okay, so reconciliation account, then payment terms. I guess it's again mandatory. Then go into purchasing. So for which purchasing organization? Okay, so see here also all become mandatory that I have ticked in, selecting my fields. So now I have provided everything. Just check. Now go into here general data and see if it's picking right number. Okay, just save it and let's see. Okay, so see, this vendor is business partner is created and same number for vendor as well, because of we given here same number. So this is the settings for BP. Now next configuration we will see about BP roles configuration. So what exactly it is, as I told you, vendor has these three different views that are important from perspective. So general data always comes under 6 times 0, company code data FLVN01, and purchasing data FLVN00. So while creating vendor, you can select from these roles. This is general data, it will come by default, then these two. So what I will show you now, how to configure these roles. Like some company end user wants everything in same place, they don't want to go into first general data, then first general data, then fill select these, then again these. But what they want all the views in one go. So how to manage that, I will show you that. So go into system, again I will go here. So this is done now. So once you go in system, go in same path, cross application component, then here BP business partner, SAP business partner, select it. Then you will find out here business partner, select it. Then basic settings. In basic settings you will find here business partner roles, so select it. So here you can define business partner roles. So if you go, you will find all roles that are defined here so far. Okay, but if you're going to use standard roles and you don't want to change anything, but you just want to club them, so what you can do, I will tell you here. You just go into define BP role grouping, just execute it, then click here new entry. Let's say I want VNDR, then I will define here vendor. You can give any title, vendor for and press enter. Then go into BP role grouping. So once you go here, just add the roles that you wanted. I mean FLVN001, FLVN00, and if it's a customer, then you can add customer's role in it. But don't add standard role, as it got selected by default. So you should add these two roles to club it together roles. So I will add that. Or you can define your own roles and you can club them here and save it. So now I have saved it. Let's check all these settings that I have done. So go back and run BP again. Then organization, select your grouping, so it's by default selected as I used it last time. Then go into this roles and find out if your role is exist. Always note that the roles that you create always comes with X, means it has more than one role clubbed. So this is my role VNDR and X, so select it, then say create. So see, now it come with all three roles by default, and most of end user wanted this. They don't want to go and select one by one role. So this is the setting how you can club your BP roles together, or you can define individual roles as well if you wanted to have some field selection according to BP roles. So how to do that? So now I will focus on field selection in different ways. So this is done. Okay, you can go back. Then one more thing here, you can define here business partner types. So what it is? So here it helps you to again precise their field selection and all that. So you can define that as well. So I'm not going to cover this, but you can manage from this. Then field grouping. So here you can find SAP have provided very fine field grouping options here. So you can define it by BP roles. So here if you go inside, it's directly at client level, means applicable for all areas in this client, all vendors, so that you can change. Then here you can define as per BP roles in case you have BP roles defined differently. So here it is. Never change, never define attributes for standard roles. Always make zero of it and then use it. So let's say in case I wanted to change this, I will go into this, then I can change it, whatever data I want. I make it optional, hide or display. So that's what you can change from this. Okay. So you can manage at different level like client level as per role or as per activity. So these options SAP have given. Then again the fine small settings inside the BP you can manage that here, like tags, then authorization groups and all that you can manage here. So now, so this is how we have seen BP roles and BP grouping. Then business partner types, that also we can define. Then tables in BP and vendor master. So there are various tables available. So note that here, even though it's SAP S for HANA, still the tables for vendor master data are same that we used in ECC. So you can try the same tables, but for BP there are different tables. In case of you wanted some data from BP point of view, you can use these tables. One important table here is IBP supplier. So if you want to find out vendor from BP or BP from vendor, so you can use this table. So I will show you just this table, rest you can use as per your requirement. So I will again go in system, just run T code SE16 and just provide your table IBP supplier, and let's say I have vendor this and I want to check its relevant. Oh, it's not exist, so it must be the BP, and I want its relevant vendor, so I can find out. Okay, it's also not exist. What I will do, I will use the same vendor that I have created recently. So I'm just opening. Let's say I have this vendor. Okay, it's BP, so I want to find out its vendor. So how I can find, I will go into table and I will put that BP here 123 and execute it. So system will give you its relevant vendor and vice versa. If you know vendor, you can find out its BP as well. So see, this is the vendor, this is the its BP. So this way you can check for other tables as well. And again note, only BP table are introduced but not vendor master tables available in HANA even as it is. So summary what we have seen today. So we have seen all configuration end to end and easy way in major three sections, and find settings again the fourth one. So we will see one by one. So we have seen first we have created BP grouping. Why we have created? Because this decides business partner number range. In that it's in three steps, or you can do in two steps as well. First just define number range and then directly define group and assign that number range to that BP group. So it's up to you what way you want to do. Then setting. Then second, what we have done, we have done vendor configuration. It's almost similar to the ECC where we used to define account grouping and we used to assign number ranges to that account group. So it's similar. Again, it's in three steps. Also, you get advantage here. You can define its field selection itself there. So it will allow you to do that for all views. That is general data, company code data, and purchasing data. So you can define that account group, you can create number range for that, and you can assign that to that account group. Then third, we map BP and vendor account group so they can have same number range, and that account group will decide vendor number range, but that BP group will decide BP number range. But we map there in setting that I have already shown you how to do that, and from there only we can decide if that vendor has to be the same number range as a BP, or we can use different as well. Also the new field, that is field selection option, where we group selection option, where we can keep different group as well if we wanted flexible group option. Then again we have seen BP role configuration. Instead of selecting each BP role, we can club them together considering end users, because that's handy and easy for end users instead of selecting each role. And lastly, we have seen table and few more settings about BP. So that's all about BP end-to-end configuration. Thank you for watching. In case you have any question about this, you can put that in comment section. Also, don't forget to subscribe my channel and share video with your SAP friends and colleagues. Thanks. See you in the next video. Bye.